she's on the camera taking a giant shit.
Alright,
Big ass dookie turd.
I'm ready to go.
Oh, great, you already started, eh?
Well, I got a message this morning that
That says
said
you're super cool.
no. Well, I don't know about super cool, but it did say that.
Yeah, you're definitely not with the handful on the floor. Super cool.
Which floor was that?
Down here, next to the red chair. It was kind of gross.
Okay. I don't.
Sorry, I had a pile of toilet paper that I had to clean up
Oh,
too.
because I got on the phone with Auntie Joyce.
It was funny because I was like, I don't remember seeing these.
Yeah, no, I got a little sidetracked. That turned out to be like pretty close to 2 hours of chatting. But this girl comes in privately today and says, "What happened to the videos?" I like them. I'm like, all right. What does that mean? I don't know. Sometimes I'm in the mood to do videos, and sometimes it doesn't even dawn on me to do them. Can I have that lighter so I can light this stick of fire that I shouldn't be? I sucked in the burning stick of fire. Down, down, down.
And the smoke just got me higher.
And it burned, burned, burned.
The stick of fire.
Yeah.
Do-do-do.
Anyway, so she said that they brought something to her, and I thought, well, okay, fine. We don't really have any kind of crazy antics to share, other than our super cool invention for the backyard. We haven't really shared that yet. The apron, that's already invented, so no new artifacts, yay! And all we do is, rather than cook with them in the kitchen, which clearly half of us don't do anyways, they're like some neat little kitchen apron that stays in a countertop
You gotta wash them anyway,
drawer.
so why not just use your pants?
No, I'm talking about, oh, right, for the kitchen, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah, use your pants for the kitchen, but when you're out in the garden and you want to move some rocks,
Flexible bag.
you just
Reusable.
tie it around your waist with the handles on the corners, remember? I wonder if that could be helpful to her. Did I give you that lighter back?
No,
Sorry, sister.
it's alright, your stick never lit. Well, it lit and then went out.
Mm-hmm. But maybe she can get something from that. Maybe this video will be one of those videos where she's like, oh my gosh, she's totally talking about me right now. She's totally talking about me right now.
I'm sure you got a few of those.
Well, I know that this one totally knows I'm talking about her right now because
That's
we've known each other.
Hi, just so you know, I'm speaking directly to you.
You may have met her.
I may have.
She lived on Luton Street over by the old Gibson's
Well,
restaurant.
I know where Luton is.
Oh, I know where Luton is, girl. Don't try to get up in my grill. I got you. I hear you. I hear you.
Over by Lake Drag.
But so maybe she's gardening today and she stumbles across this video and she's like, oh my gosh, I had no idea. She goes in, she grabs an apron, she puts it on her waist, she goes out to the garden, she starts kneeling by the bed, the rock side, and she starts picking up the rocks, throwing them in the apron, and able to easily carry them over to wherever she'd like to put them. Sure, a wheelbarrow, but what if you don't have a wheelbarrow? Even if you don't have an apron, you can invent one. A couple pieces of fabric tied around your waist.
Yeah, and it's in my opinion, a much better workout. The big amount of weight in the wheelbarrow.
Yeah,
Just
you'd have to monitor how much weight you were actually carrying each trip, depending on
And that's
your
the thing is, you had a
particular
couple racks in it,
physiology.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might only be able to carry 2 small rocks. Maybe it's not because you can't carry more, but maybe you enjoy the getting up and getting down. Maybe that's your workout. This is
If
the other
you've got
thing.
nothing better to do but work outside in your garden, why not change it up and move your rocks around? Do they have to stay in a straight line?
Well, and
Like that straight line.
do you
is
know how
bugging
many?
me.
Do you know how many fees you save going to the gym? This is what I like about going to the park
I
with
was getting
Michaela.
charged $80 a month for freaking YMCA for me and Aaron. That's a bit much.
Well, it's a bit much when you've decided that's no longer how much you wish to pay. It's not
Not
necessarily.
when I got rocks in my
it's-
yard.
Well, right. I'm just saying, for the general public, some people,
Cans of soup.
cans of soup is the way it goes, man. The curls like that.
Choose
Ooh.
your weight. You want the light 6-ounce can of Campbell's soup? You want the large 12-ounce can of Campbell's soup?
You
want
looking for the
16?
family?
Family size 32.
You want family size biceps? Get the family size can of Campbell's condensed tomato soup. Maybe.
If they started marketing food like that, it'd probably work better for them. get physically
I
in
don't
shape.
think that
by lifting your-
marketing is the problem with trying to get people to buy certain foods. They seem to have that down pat.
It's almost scary.
But it's getting people to use the foods differently as they get them into their possession. You know, looking at them differently and becoming more creative with the packaging and more creative with before we use the food and more creative, you know, really engaging in the food and more than just go to store, buy, put in cupboard, take out of cupboard, eat, throw away. Which is fun too, I guess, if you don't.
I'm a genius.
Who's a genius?
Me.
Okay, what do
Well,
got?
you.
Well, sure,
Them.
but what about
Them for sure.
all of us, I think. I mean, it seems to be coming
Definitely.
together really nicely.
It does flow rather
I
smoothly.
like it. People are so fun, so smart.
That tree that these people are probably looking at, that little one that I planned on moving, that cherry.
The tippy cherry?
Yeah, the lean. The
Yeah,
V,
the
it
lean
needed
back.
V8.
The lean back. If you cherry tree. Never mind.
But because I'm keeping that other pin cherry where it is, I realized I'm creating a jungle.
What do you mean?
Because I'm gonna remove this cherry from its spot because it just needs a fighting chance in my opinion, and that's just not the spot for it. So I'm gonna move it, but I'm gonna move it within a certain amount of feet of this guy here, both creating nice shade, a nice little archway to sit under, hammock trees.
Right.
While on top of
Oh,
creating
don't-
a tree that squirrels can run up in our yard.
Right. Well, they do pretty good jumping from 12 feet out, so I don't know that you need to really create anything for them.
I know,
how
but they don't
do
really
it, but-
run around the yard too often.
Well, you
because
got a dog that chases after them. I'm
I
sure
know,
they
so
figured
now
that
I'm
out.
gonna create a play
Maybe you should
structure for them.
You should
so they
create a
can come
play
around.
structure for Yoshi.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's
hey,
getting the ramp
we
along
didn't
the
tell
fence.
we didn't tell the crowd about our invention for opening up the gates that we have closed ourselves off to in the yards with these fences because we got 6-foot stockade fencing. So we've decided that we were
Or
going
the
to
opening
ask
the
about
windows.
opening a little window. Yeah, so when you're mowing your lawn or you're cleaning your yard or you know even just sitting outside having a moment and you hear someone next door, it's not always this peering through this tiny slit between the fence, but you actually have a window to open.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
think
for
that-
people who are 6 foot to 6'5", the fence is great.
Kind of has that Mr. Rogers feel,
That's funny. I was thinking Mr.
where everything's just
Mr.
sort of at that shoulder
Wilson.
level, like you're going up to a bar and sort of hanging out at the trolley or hanging out at the tree or.
If you have a
hanging
hole
out
in the fence.
Well, that's a hole.
door.
That's a hole in a.
Yeah, peephole sounds awful, but it's kind of that idea. Just kind of this little little peek door.
Peak door.
Peek door.
Peak door. I
Peak
think
door.
peak door sounds a little bit cooler
Little
than
pepper on your
peak door.
poppycock.
Pepper on my poppycock. Okay, so we've got a couple inventions now. That's hot.
Oh yeah.
Anything else? What else have we thought about lately?
If you put leaves on a tarp on a trailer, pretty much just on a tarp, and let it rain, and then let it sit for a couple days, when you drain it off, it's like leaf tea.
Yum.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
I
an
had
idea.
no idea. Yeah, that's cool.
I went to undo the trailer with the leaves that
Oh.
I shoveled on there, and when the trailer tripped back,
When it
tipped
comes
back.
to words, today, I said, well, I just all of a sudden thought about
Yeah,
this.
go for it.
But leaf tea is delicious. I'd love to have a class with you someday. Ew, it's like mud pie and leaf tea. Anyways, what was it that I was going to share?
And cut.
Yeah, right. Next
Scene.
Adam.
All this one.
Meow.
Meow.
Ah, little kitters.
Kitter.
Kissy, fissy, fessy. Oh, scheisse, what was that?
Inventions.
Yeah, I know, but it wasn't inventions. I had said some words. Oh, define you clearly, and I can define me in you.
Oh, right, that was earlier.
Yeah, every time we don't understand each other, we just recognize that we haven't figured out how to define ourselves clearly enough to one another, and we just have to kind of step back. You know, it's like rounds of boxing. Only we don't have sexy chicks and weird cards with numbers on them. We just have to kind of keep
People
track
just need to
ourselves.
learn to
And
sit back and not be so combative.
Right, it's not about getting knocked out. It's about the spar. Yeah. Right. You don't want to hit your opponent so hard that not that there's an opponent, but when you're learning,
It's like a cat with a toy. You want to
right.
play with it.
Well, you kind of have to. It's different every time. If you come at it, if you care for it that much, you'll continue to find an argument for it. You continue to fight with your own ideas about what you've created to believe about that thing. I mean, if you have that, oh, you're praying. One moment, please.
No, when you said fight for, and you continued, I was like, for the right to party, you gotta fight. No.
Down, 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 down.
Yeah. That's what the PH people.
That's right. When you're pH balanced, your fuck is okay.
See? You see how easy it was? We just needed to pH balance the fuck.
When you get questioned about it, because I don't
usually get questioned. I usually get scolded.
Well, I was speaking with someone. Oh, I just watched a squirrel jump from tree to tree. Dope. I hope that the camera got some of that. But I was told that I could use different words instead of using shit. I could use poop. And it didn't feel right. And I thought, you know, I say the F-bomb to my sister and she beams, like she gets excited.
Yeah, but you're not saying the F-bomb anymore. We've already clearly defined it's the pH bomb.
Right. See, I'm brand new to that.
I know.
So I have to
keep reiterating it for myself.
Right, and I have to condition my body to understand it better. So I'll take the opportunity now that we've had a chance to kind of go over it again, and we've decided to spell it P-H-U-C-K, and that's the fun version.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because you say it different. Your intention behind it is different.
It is different. You should spell it different.
Yeah, flipping the bird.
Clearly, if I say fuck and everybody thinks it's spelled with an F, they freak out. You're saying the F word? No, I'm saying the PH word.
Can we just call this a moment right now where we can claim it in a dictionary?
I'm claiming it. It's in my dictionary.
Well, I think we should try and add it somewhere. You think someone will just hear this and go, oh my gosh, that's so smart. It's the intention behind what you say. Oh, that's brilliant, dude.
Ding! Light bulb!
Light bulb. I like it. Ding! Idea. Okay.
Eureka.
I'm pretty sure that is enough.
Oh, peace out then.
Yeah, peace out then. Peace out then. Oh, shicey, I can't see a sing. I can't see a sing. Where is this button at?
Very long goodbye.
Yes, the very long hello, perhaps. All right.
Yes.
Did I stop you? Are you stopped? You're not stopped.